Now. Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. And as next week, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Albus Dumbledore is coming out, I thought, what a fitting time to bring on a magician onto the channel. And I'm joined here by 2015 Beardman's Got Talent runner-up, Jamie Raven. How are you doing, mate?
Howdy. Well, other than the fact my Wi-Fi doesn't work, I'm doing great, bud. How are you?
I'm doing good. If I've been watching, this is the second time we've tried. There's been some connection problems.
Yeah, it's now 24 past 8, and we started doing this at 8 o'clock. And the first problem was that my laptop was updating itself, uploading itself, and then my Wi-Fi didn't work, so I switched to another Wi-Fi, and that didn't work. And then I switched to another Wi-Fi, and that didn't work either. So now I'm holding my phone while I sit in my chair. So excuse the shoddy camera work.
Oh, well, at least it's better than what happened before. The camera just kept stopping and you couldn't see it. It just wasn't right, really.
I wish I could say it was a trick, an illusion. It wasn't. No, it's just terrible Wi-Fi. Ascot, Wi-Fi is no good. I have to have a word with BT or something.
Anyway, right, I'll start this again then. So first question, how old were you when you learned your first magic trick?
So I can't remember exactly. I think I was 10 or 11. I remember I was on holiday in Spain, and a gentleman there, a friend of my dad, showed me this card trick. I think I was 10, could be 11. So I'm going to say 10 and a half, just err on the side of caution. I'm pretty sure that's about right.
What was the first magic trick that you learned?
So that one, it was a card trick. And a little interesting fact, if there are any magic geeks like myself out there, playing cards, as most people know them, are clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, ace to king. In Spain, they have different ones. They've got swords, gold coins, goblets, and like these baseball clubs with like lumps in them, sort of like an ogre sort of club. And I think, if memory serves, they only have 10 in each suit, like 1 to 10. Anyway, I remember this guy showed me this card trick, and basically you have 15, 1, 5, and you choose one, and you put it back, and you move them around, and then you bash them on the table, and then one card jumps out the top of the pack. And it was the one that I'd chosen, and he very kindly showed me how to do that. And that was, about 28 years ago now. And I've since learned 2 more tricks. And if you ever come to one of my shows, you get to watch all 3 of them perform 10 times in a row. It's brilliant.
And is there any magicians or any kind of performers that really inspire you?
Oh yeah, all of them, buddy, all of them. So like magic is a hobby of mine, a love of mine first, and I'm very lucky to say it's my job as well. So anyone who has the courage to do a show and stand up in front of people and do magic has my complete respect, because I know how difficult it is. And with magic, it's interesting because everything you tell people is a lie, right? It's a nice lie, but it's a lie, and it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to do that with a smile on your face without people realizing, because there's a book I read once, and it said there's only one trick in the world, and that is convincing people that what they're watching is fair when it isn't sometimes. And it's quite difficult to learn how to do this sometimes, because when you're like with your friends or your family, you might feel a little bit bad about doing it, but you get over it pretty quickly. So in terms of like people I saw on TV when I was growing up, there was Paul Daniels and David Blaine, and some of the guys in America. David Copperfield's amazing, Lance Burton. My favourite to watch, Darren Brown is an English mind reader. He's the best, I think. I like Marco Carvo, is a Finnish guy. You might not have heard of him. But I say probably, in terms of everything, I'm going to say David Copperfield, because he does the small tricks and he does the big stuff. And he's the most successful magician ever. He sold more tickets than anyone else. More people have seen his shows. So yeah, in a very long-winded answer, mate, David Copperfield. There's your answer. Next question. Final answer.
What would you say is your favourite trick that has been performed by another magician?
My favourite trick performed by another magician? Oh, buddy, I don't know. Do you know what? There's so many. It's the sort of thing, it's like music. Like if you ask someone what their favourite song is, I think it depends on the sort of mood you're in, because some people like different songs on different days. But in terms of tricks, if I was going to choose one, I would say probably Dynamo, who has a very similar accent to yourself. I would say it's the one where he borrows a mobile phone from someone, and he's got a bottle, and he throws the phone and goes into the bottle, and then everyone thinks, it must be a fake phone. So he says, get someone else, call your phone, and they call it, and it is the actual phone that's inside the bottle. And to get it out, you have to smash the bottle. And that is amazing. If you've never seen it, I suggest you watch it. It's brilliant. Just Google
definitely watch
dynamo
it.
phone in bottle. The trick. It's amazing. It's amazing. You borrow someone's phone, an actual phone, and a bottle. Phone goes in the bottle, and like I said, people think, oh well, it must be fake. Must be a different phone. It isn't. I promise you, it's the same phone. And then he gets them to call it, and it rings, and it's that's a great trick. So I recommend you watch that. Dynamo is the best.
Of course, before you went to BGT in 2015, did you do like many shows like small venues?
Yeah, so when I went on in 2015, I was 33 at the time. I'd been performing magic professionally since I was 20. So I'd done lots of shows, no big theatres or no really big shows, but I'd done lots of them. And I auditioned in the February in 2015. And to give you an example, in the December, the year before, I think I did 48 shows because Christmas time is usually quite a busy time for magicians. Yeah, it's busy because lots of people have parties, like corporate things or work events, as well as like private things. So you can end up doing 2 or 3 shows in a day, which is amazing. So yeah, by the time I went on, I'd been doing it professionally for 13 years. So I'd done a lot of shows before. But what's interesting about a show like Britain's Got Talent is that sort of magicians knew who I was, people in my industry knew who I was, but like most normal, well, not normal people, the general public don't know you. And when they see you on television for the first time, that's the first time they've ever seen you. And quite often they think that it's the first time you've ever done the show or done a magic show or whatever, which is quite cool because if people don't know, I'm not saying I'm good or anything, but if people know I've been doing it for 20 years and I do a show and hopefully they're impressed, if they think it's the first show I've ever done, psychologically, they'll be more impressed because they don't know that you've got all that experience. So quite often psychologically, you can lower an audience's expectation in the beginning, because in the end, when you do the trick, the jump from, let's say people think you're this good and it turns out you're this good, right? There's a little gap like this. But if they think you're down here and then you end up, it's just a bigger leap psychologically. So people quite often will end up being more impressed by the same tricks for only thinking that you've been doing it for less time. So it's quite an interesting ploy. It doesn't work anymore because people have seen me on TV, but it used to work. So that's good.
Yeah, how were you feeling right before you did your audition for BGT?
Oh, it was terrified. The thing is, what's it like with magic, right? When you do a magic show for a person, you're in one person or an audience, you're in complete control over everything. The issue comes when it's being filmed live from cameras all over you. So when I did my audition, I think they told me there's like 4 different cameras all the way around you because they don't know how the judges are going to react or how people are going to react. And magic is an angle business. So if you watch from behind and I'm doing a trick, sometimes you can see how it works from behind, or sometimes it's from the side, or sometimes it's from above, or whatever it might be. So, if I was just going out and just doing my own show, I'd be cool with that, like completely fine. I've done it a million times. But when you are relying on other people to show it in the best light, as in show it from the best angles, that's when it gets a little bit scary sometimes. But you chat to the people in advance, they work in that world, so they know what they're doing. So just a case of explaining what you're going to do and what you need to happen. And then they look after you from there, yeah. But yeah, terrifying nonetheless, because you go on and you think it's something like that, if it goes well, it could change your life, and it changed my life. And if it doesn't go so well, you're worried that they might show it and you might not look very good. But I always thought I'll go on and I'll do my best. If they like it, great. If they don't like it, I'll just say, look, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Because they're never going to show that on television. They want you to be really good or really bad. They're after content. It's someone who goes on and tries really hard and doesn't quite do it. They're not going to put that on. They're not going to embarrass you. They're not going to do anything. You just say, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. But yeah, luckily it worked out.
When you were on that stage in the final with Ant, Jules and Matisse, how were you feeling knowing you were in the final too?
Oh, it was amazing, bud. Yeah, it was. I mean, the thing is, just to sort of preface that, like, you never, like, no one enters a show like that, I don't think, honestly thinking they're going to win, right? You never think you're going to win. You just want to go on, do your best. And when I did the final, I knew it had gone quite well because I could, it's gone well because like your phone blows up and, the reaction from the audience was amazing. I didn't think I'd do that well. And then it got down to the final 3. And they said in third place was whoever it was. And then they said, and the winner is, and they're going to say it, right? The winner is, we'll find out after the break, right? So they're going to do that. And when it comes back, like, I never really thought about it until it was just the 2 of us. And they come back and they go, later, and the winner is, and all I'm thinking is, just say J for Jamie, say J. And he goes, J. And I was thinking, yes. And he went, Jules and Matisse, and I was like, oh man. But it was amazing, and like on a show like that, you really win because more people see you, like more people know your name, more people have seen what you do. So obviously, it would have been lovely to have won. I tried my best, but luckily, it was a lady and a dog that beat me. So I could say I was the most talented male human in Britain that year. You know, as voted for by the public, highest placed male standing speaking act. You know, it was only a dog that beat me. So none of my own species. I came top of my my gene pool. So I'm happy with that.
And to be honest, I think Jules and Matisse, what they done with what she done training all those dogs for so years, and then in the final had that little dog that had broken its paw and all that rescue dog and all that
Yeah.
I think that definitely won over the whole country, and I think they deserved to win. You've got to admit, because it was amazing acts.
But it is absolutely, and everyone who goes on that show is brilliant, and everyone deserves to. And also, remember, it's a game show, right? And the person who gets the most votes wins the game, right? And it doesn't matter what you do. If I got 10 votes and you got 12 votes, you win. We all know that going into it. It's just a game. Do you know what I mean? Just a game. And it's like, you got to remember in the broader scheme of things, you win in other ways. So if people know your name, like we're talking now, right? We're talking now because of that show. And it happened, I did it, 7 years ago now? And we're still, you know, people still remember. So yeah, it's amazing. And it's, changed my life. Get to talk to people like you now on my phone that I've balanced on my laptop because my Wi-Fi doesn't work.
I wonder what Jules is doing now, actually. I remember her saying that she wanted to go and do her own show. I wonder what they've gone on to do, because I've not heard much about what they've gone on to do now.
Maybe, but I remember when I met her, I think she lived in Holland at the time. So she was doing shows like, you know, like Crufts, like where dogs go and do like special shows and that. So she was already doing that. She was really successful. I think as well, like with animals, it's difficult because you can't work them too hard. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm a human being, so I can go and work as many shows as I want. But you know, animals, you got to be kind to them. You got to look after them. Do you know what I mean? They get tired, so it's just like, and as they get a little bit older, they can do less. So yeah, I hope she's well. I haven't seen her since, to be honest. Actually, I saw her the next day. We had to go and do an interview on this morning. But yeah, I haven't seen her since. But I hope she's well.
Yeah, do you love dogs?
I love all animals. I'm actually a cat person. I love cats more. But when we were kids, we never had dogs, so I got cats. I like cats. Cats more. I love dogs, but I like cats more.
Yeah. Anyway, going on to magic. As you said, that you've been being a professional magician for so long before you entered Britain's Got Talent. When you look at some younger magicians that have been on, like Izzy Simpson, I think she was like 9 when she won Britain's Got Talent or something. How incredible!
Yeah,
the level of magic she was performing at such a young age.
It was incredible. She was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And it's like the fact that someone so young is able to hold themselves under that pressure is amazing. And it's like I couldn't do that when I was her age. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you can only respect people that love what you love and do what you do. And the more people that perform magic, the more people that get interested in magic, the better it is for everyone. And we all win. We all win. Like they said, there's a phrase, it's a rising tide raises all ships. So whether it be Dynamo or Darren Brown or Izzy Simpson or me or someone, if anyone does magic and they go on TV and they do stuff and they show people that may have never seen it before, and now they think, oh, that's cool, I didn't really appreciate that before, like TikTok now or Instagram or whatever it may be, more people are interested. So we all win. We all win. It's that simple. That simple.
And after BGT, since BGT, what would you say is the best venue you've performed at?
I've been really lucky. I've done quite a few good ones. When we did The Illusionist, that was at the Shaftesbury Theatre in the West End. We broke the box office record there. That was cool. I did Wembley Arena. That was amazing. I did a trick at Wembley Stadium for the FA Cup final. That was amazing. I think on the plane, Richard Branson, private jet with Richard Branson. That was amazing. But my favourite was St James's Palace. I did a show for Prince Charles at Christmas
cool.
the year before lockdown. Yeah, that was cool. There's Prince Charles, all the people that work for him in his palace. That was amazing. Get invited to some cool Christmas parties. But yeah, the future King of England, that was a goodie.
And back in 2016, I've just remembered to completely skip this question. I've written it all down. I've accidentally skipped this question. You were part of the special performance in Britain's Got Talent for celebrating 10 years. How did you feel when you were asked to take part in that?
Yeah, that was amazing. That was an honour. Like it was, to be part of that show in the first place was amazing. And then to be asked to be in that show was awesome. And they asked me to start it, to like do the first bit, which is amazing. Because when it all starts, it was like the lights went out and there was a street line come on. And Ashley Banjo, who's is diversity, he's amazing. He choreographed the whole thing. And he was absolutely brilliant. And I remember getting a phone call and they sent us through this script to have a look through and read it all. And it was amazing. So to be invited to be a part of that show, you know, it changed my life. And to be involved in something like that was incredible. And that whole thing was put together in like 2 days. So like everyone,
Really?
people from different parts. Yeah, man. People are, so you know what you're going to do in advance. Then for everyone getting together to rehearse, it was only like 2 days before. And it was amazing, like to see that come together. But that just shows how well it was written and how well choreographed it was. So like Ashley Banjo and his team, they come up with the idea for everything. I mean, they said, "Oh, what trick do you think would work?" And I said, "I've got this one with this newspaper. We'll get like a Britain's Got Talent newspaper, and we can rip it up and put it back together again." And then he was like, "Oh, that's cool," because then they were going to do some dance routines with the newspaper later on. So that's all carried through. And then, yeah, mate, it was awesome, just awesome. And it was such a buzz doing it as well, because when I did the final, there was sort of pressure to do it, and then to go back there the next year, it was just fun, because you could be there and enjoy it for what it was, and actually watch it from the other side this time, because I was on the stage the last time, like in the final, and this time I got to sit and watch it. So yeah, it was cool. Really enjoyed it. And
final question, what advice would you give to any young aspiring magicians that are watching right now?
Okay, I got a couple of bits of advice. Okay, number one, don't try to be the next anybody else. Try to make everyone else want to be the next you, right? So by that I mean, if you see me do a trick, or you see David Blaine do a trick, or Dynamo do a trick, that's cool. But don't say everything that I say. Don't say everything that he says. Say what you want to say. Do it your way. So when you see people that you admire and you respect, take what you like about them. So like, whether it be like, if I do a trick and I make people laugh, that might be your thing. You might want to open up. Or if you want to be a bit more serious, like David Blaine does it, if you want people to sort of really believe in what you're doing, you might take that from him and go, "Oh, that's quite cool. I like the way he does that." So look at what other people do, like for magic, for example. Look at loads of other magicians, and whoever makes you the magic that you enjoy watching the most is probably what you will enjoy performing the most, because that's what makes you the happiest. So that's the sort of style you should go for. Don't copy everyone's jokes. Don't copy everyone's trick. Just copy what you like about what it is that they do. Also, I've got 3 bits of advice. Second piece of advice: when you're learning tricks, learn 5 things perfectly rather than 20 things averagely. So like, if you master a few things, get them perfect, like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and then learn another one. So everything you do is perfect, rather than like 20 things that, "Oh, how did I do that? Was it this? Or was it that? Was it that?" That's what I say. And finally, third thing, if you're going to practice doing card tricks in front of the mirror in the bathroom, always keep the toilet seat down, right? I've made this mistake before. I promise you, there is nothing worse, like when you first start out and you've got one deck of very special playing cards and you're practicing and you're hiding them in your hand to do whatever, and all of a sudden, pop, you just watch it like flutter down into the toilet, right? It's heartbreaking. That's it. Most importantly, keep the toilet seat down. That's what I say.
That was excellent. So I believe you've agreed to perform a trick at the end. So,
mate, with pleasure. I thought it was only, as we've been talking about Britain's Got Talent, I thought it was only fitting that I show you one of the things I did. Now, these, I don't know if you can see this because I'm doing it on my phone, so I think I can see it in the corner. But these were the Bank of Britain's Got Talent banknotes that I used when I did my audition. These are actually the actual ones that I used when I did my audition. Yeah. I've still got them. And I'll hold up to the camera so you can see. So there's all the judges drawn. And my friend actually drew me in the middle. That's me there. And
I never noticed that on TV. I never noticed that.
Yeah, so my friend who designed these for me is a very talented artist called David Lewis, and he designed these for me because I said to him, "I'm going to do this trick with money and I want caricatures of the judges," because I thought they might show it on TV, and they did. So that was really cool, but he didn't tell me. Yeah, like I said, and if you look at my little outfit there, he asked me what I was going to wear on the day, and it was a blue shirt with some grey jeans. If you ever watch the audition again, you'll see that. And these were the actual ones I used. But obviously, the show's finished now, so I've got to change this back into English money. So that's where you come in, my friend. I need a magic word from you. It can be any word in the world except abracadabra. Everyone cops out with abracadabra. What word would you like?
Expelliarmus.
Fine choice. On 3. 1, 2, expelliarmus. And that now changes into £250 in cash. 250 £250 in cash. Thanks, mate. I can spend those now. Those Britain's Got Talent ones I can't spend anywhere. So this is really good. I'm going to go and buy lunch tomorrow. That's it.
So that was it. Thank you very much for that, Jamie. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. And of course, take right care, mate.
You too, buddy. Stay safe. Thanks for having me.